So I thought I would make a video on my recent trip to Costa Rica, and I will report my observations or my findings. Um, I wanted to come to Costa Rica because I heard so many good things about it. When I got here, my intention was not to do some, report or something like this. I was just curious about Costa Rica, and thought maybe even it could be a place that I could live. But upon speaking, I tend to talk with the locals and the people. Upon talking with so many people, as I normally do, taxi drivers and whatnot, I sort of, the picture started to become clear. In other words, Costa Rica was doing well, is doing well, and what did they do that we weren't doing that was working for them? So, speaking to the taxi driver, looking around, seeing for myself the economy, which appeared to be booming, or doing well, I should say. It seems as though what really took place is the government made some really good decisions and passed serious laws. And the laws that they passed weren't laws, that benefited a certain group of people. They were laws that benefited the country, right? And the laws, I don't know all the laws, but I heard of some of the laws that they passed, and all of them seemed like great ideas or great laws. What did they do? The government, for example, they supported the people, gave loans to people to start up their own businesses. I noticed recently our government removed the people on the beach, the chairs and the renting of the chairs and so forth. Well, I think that is a bad idea. In Costa Rica, that's how people make their living. And what I think is that the government of Trinidad and Tobago needs to reduce itself. I don't think we need more government. We need more privatization, or maybe less government. Why are we taking beach chairs away from people that are starting their own business when that's exactly what they need to be doing to sustain themselves? In Costa Rica, everybody makes money on the beach. People who surfers, they teach surfing lessons. They make a business out of everything. We don't do that. They literally make a business out of every single thing. They teach you how to surf. They sell you coconuts. They sell you snow cone. We do some of that, right? They sell rent beach chairs. They have businesses. That's what we need to be doing. In the 50s and the 60s, Costa Rica used to be traditionally agricultural land. They had a great deal of deforestation, and apparently it was only left with about 10% of their forests. So they had a massive reforestation program, which I don't know why the intention was. I didn't get too deep into that, but the laws that they passed basically preserved their forest. And incidentally, what happened after that is that tourists started coming. And these guys they created parks, right? They created parks. And for example, they don't have zoos. They outlawed zoos. You can't have a zoo, which is inhumane. So they preserved their parks and they invested money in their nature and their wildlife, very similar to the wildlife that we have. Then, when asked about when comparing Costa Rica to Trinidad, the guide asked me, he said, well, do you guys have a lot of crime? And I said, well, yeah, a lot of crime. We're ranked number 6 in the world. He says, well, you can't have that if you're going to have tourism. And so I asked him, I said, well, how, I know crime is synonymous with poverty. And he replied, he said, well, you have to give people the opportunity. You can't just have the people poor, impoverished, and they have no opportunity. They need opportunity. So the government worked with the people to give them opportunities, such as loans to start their own businesses. They gave them education. And then, I guess the people are very nice. They're very customer service oriented. I don't know if it was always like that. But Costa Rica came from, I think the economy seems to be quite diverse. They still have a fair amount of agriculture. But they became a country that was predominantly an agricultural export economy to an economy that is booming because of their ecotourism. Every law that they have passed since then has been focused towards improving the country. Not focused in getting votes, not, treating with, voters in some segment. It has been geared towards preservation of their parks, right? Of their animals, of their environment, right? They ban styrofoam. The list just goes on and on and on and on. All the right moves that they have made, all positive moves, and that is why their country is doing well and ours is not. If you are not making the positive right moves, you're not going to get positive results. And you can't stick your head in the sand and hope that things are going to get better. Right? The people of Lavantil, they need opportunity. What's their way out? You have to be realistic. I don't want to get political because I'm not interested in that, but I'm just doing a comparison on Costa Rica and Trinidad, right? They have agriculture, they have ecotourism, they have respect for one another, they don't have a lot of crime. They have drugs. They are transshipment country, just like Trinidad. They have a road that goes literally from South America straight up to Mexico, straight to North America. So you might say that they're even worse because they have a road. We don't have a road. They have a road. And these guys are able to keep their country under control. You go around the place, it's clean. There's no litter. There's no trash. There's no dirtiness, filth. You can walk. They have beaches a lot more than us, and they don't have any trash. The list goes on and on and on. They preserve their mangroves. They preserved everything. Their wildlife. They don't kill all their animals and they invested in their economy, right? The government made the right moves. They made no moves towards benefiting a certain group of people. They made all the right moves towards benefiting the country. And there is some level of corruption, but it appears like it only started recently. So that's my take on Costa Rica. And to summarize, I would say if you want to fix Trinidad, right, you need to start making the right moves. They don't have two governments fighting against each other and one destroying each other and this one talking about Analytica and this one. They're not interested in that. They don't give a shit about that because that's not helping the country. All right? What they are doing is seriously focused on fixing the problems, not sticking their heads in the sand. They're making the right moves. And what I think could be done is that the Trinidad government could maybe do a case study on Costa Rica. Why they have lower crime rates than us, right? Okay, their GDP might per capita GDP maybe it's not as high or whatever, but I mean, and they have issues, right? But they don't have the issues that we have, and the people of Costa Rica they say pura vida, which is basically means good life, and that's how they live, right? No one's killing. I mean, they're not at each other's throat, right? They're living mostly happy lives. They work hard. They're hardworking people, and they're doing well. If the taxi driver tells you he's doing well, he's doing well. That's that's the man on the street. So that's my take on it. I have some videos, and you guys are welcome to enjoy it.